Com certeza, Samuel. Da guild Rockton. Melhorar uns bonecos dele.
Você tá quase executando, cara. Aliás, onde você tá?
Tô lá no 70. Tô lá no...
We lost the minds in the darkness of night.
Vai, Samuel.
We lose our souls every day.
Vai da guild Rockton.
We don't remember what's wrong and what's right. The world is dead but we stay. Cause we are born as living fights. We live to die. We live to die. And we surrounded by the night. We live to die. We are shadows in the neon light. We are shadows in the neon light. We are shadows in the neon. We are
Eu e tiro também muito spoiler e acabei desistindo. E o pessoal não sabe assistir e ficar quieto.
Bora que já usou o boneco mais uma vez.
We are just
Usou dois bonecos, fez total
shadows.
diferença na partida.
It's supposed to be that we die. It doesn't matter if there is no light anymore, no light anymore. Cause we are born as living fights. We live to die. We live to die. And we surrounded by the night. We live to die. We are shadows in the neon light. We are shadows in the neon light. Shadows in the neon. We are
Meu pai jogando no pet mode. Cara, ficou violento. Vou pegar um Mecral, velho. DPS, vou pegar. Não tem, mano.
Looking back, all the things I miss the most. It all comes into
Vai por aquela com
focus. You're not
certeza.
around.
Então, sabe qual que é o outro legal?
When you're gone, it's like everywhere I look reminds me I can't shake these memories.
Ela 600.
Yeah.
Uai, agora você tá
Swear summer got a bit shorter when time flies looking over my shoulder. I fall for you when it gets colder. Finally you believe it's over. Truly, oh, I'm not the only. I'm rather than lonely.
So in today's video, guys, I really wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about how to get the charms that you need to really help you guys out. Now, the big thing here is that just a quick heads up, I'm playing Epic 7 on my phone today, so mirroring my phone to the desktop. So if you guys are wondering why we're watching this in widescreen right now, that's why. So just a heads up there. So now, as we get into this, guys, I'm going to talk to you guys about these methods, kind of from general ways to get them all the way to my favorite way, and probably the most effective way, but a little bit more time consuming and a little bit more expensive, not in terms of money, but more so in terms of time. So as we get into this, make sure you guys, have pen and paper, or just, watch the video a whole bunch of times if that's how you see fit. But just try to keep these things in mind, because you might learn some new things that you didn't know before, or if you might have known these things already, some things you might have forgotten about that can allow you to get charms as quick as possible so you can get your gear to plus 15. Alright, so with that being said, let's go ahead and dive on in. So first off and foremost, here, let me hold my phone up here. Right here. Alright, so first off and foremost, you guys are going to go to the adventure mode. Adventure mode is probably the easiest way to get charms. The only drawback to adventure mode and getting charms is the fact that in the adventure mode, you're only going to get left side gear, meaning your sword charms, armor charms, helmet charms, and boot charms, right? So well, technically that's right side here too, but you won't get the accessory charms here. Now, the way to get around that is if you guys are in adventure mode and you guys are, making 6 stars. And with the quick 6-star tip, I advise 6-starring heroes only that you're going to use for your Wyvern 11 team, especially if you guys are early game. And then of course maybe a farmer hero, so like Lena, Vildred, Arbiter Vildred, farmer heroes, right, essentially. But if you guys are looking at charms, what happen here is you're going to do vigor items. He's going to sell you charms that I'm finding charms. Going to give us another source, and you guys just go to Terrell Castle. You go to Zone 1.
Esse counter aí, fi. Jogar os jogos não dá ela, teve tempo de ver esmeralda. Ou foi quase esmeralda ontem, velho. Quase MD5, né? Pô, mas esse counter que ela acertou ali nela foi de sacanagem. Mas aí... vi melhor que merenda. Mas aí... deu uma pegada.
What's going to happen is you guys are going to go in here. If you guys have already cleared this out, you guys can just teleport to the top right corner. You guys may have forgotten about this from a veteran players or players who've been playing this for a little bit, or maybe you just never paid attention to this because you were just...
Vai vir S2 aqui, vai vir tudo nela agora. Espírito de novo pro Arcpulse.
Just like, oh, somebody might have said that Labyrinth's pointless to do. So if you're in any of those situations, you're going to go through this. You're going to fight one battle. Okay, so after this stunningly difficult battle here, where you have to fight for all your life against these level 9 mobs, you'll go to this junction point. And in this junction point is my main man, Huge. Now this is when he's not being a rip-off merchant trying to sell you stuff, standing next to the bartender. But here you can actually get charms on the cheap. And he sells them for a lot less than what the goblin sells them for. So if you guys find charms here, you can even find catalysts here. You can find all kinds of stuff here, and it's super random. These shops reset literally every single day. So every day you can come back here. This is kind of like a daily thing. You don't even have to waste a resource if you guys come in here. So let's say you come here, you buy up the whole shop. You can just hit the pause button, yield. It will not cost you an entry token. And this is why I say, like, you guys should probably do this at the beginning of the day, and then you guys will have a little bit of extra charms. Outside of that, you also have the arena shop. So I'll show you guys the shop here. Let me pull up the shop. Where are we at? Conquest points. You guys can go to conquest points. You guys can get... left side stuff here. At the shop here with sword, armor, helm, and stuff like that. You can buy all your extra stuff here. Obviously, plus your Mulligora, which I need to buy right now, which I'm just going to go ahead and pick up. And if you guys need jewelry charms, and jewelry charms you can get with your ancient coins. Now, jewelry charms are going to be really, really important. Because jewelry charms are just, what you're going to need, because the majority of your stats early on, especially as you guys get gear, you get that free gear from the Adventurer's Path, which is another great place to get charms. this is how you guys are going to get your gear plus 15 early on. Now, also, something, just a quick tip. If you guys can afford to get a Hell Raid token, I would start buying these as soon as you possibly can. Alright? Now, I know you guys want to get your gear plus as well, but if you...
Reverso da Fallen? Nesse 2 não, né? Cuidado.
If you guys have a stockpile of ancient coins, which you probably should, and if you guys are doing your labyrinth, or you guys are doing raid, or whatever you guys are doing, or just collecting them through the missions that you can send your people off on, start buying these malicious bug charms. You know, if you can, even if you cannot do raid, try to get them. Alright, I'm not for sure if you can buy these unless you've killed Queen. It's been a long time, I can't remember, but if you're able to buy them, pick them up. And then of course, obviously, this is another way to get charms. Now, the other way to get charms, guys, unfortunately I cannot open it up because I'm not on a fresh account, but the primary way to get charms is going to be through the Adventurous Path, which was added pretty recently, last year. And with the Adventurous Path, they just basically put you on quests to give you like a bunch of different charms and stuff that you can use to plus your gear as well. And then of course, you guys are definitely, I can't remember if you get charms in Abyss. If you get charms in Abyss, do Abyss as well. I know you guys are already doing that. And then of course, Automaton Tower. Automaton Tower is probably one of the easiest ways to get charms. Now, typically what I do is I don't really keep any of the gear that they offer to give you unless you need like that 57 stuff, but the only gear that I keep is the gear at the end, which is the 78 gear, and all the rest of that stuff I just get rid of it and just get charms. Now, if you need any of the gear like the 67 gear and the lower tier gear that they give you, then go for it. But otherwise, this is probably one of the best ways to get charms, hands down. Alright, now the other way that you guys can get charms pretty consistently is if you guys are farming and you guys are getting gear that you're just not going to use, like all the blues and stuff like that that you guys are just discarding or selling, then make sure you guys head over to the Alchemist Steeple. In the Alchemist Steeple, this is also another great way to get charms. This is only going to be a once per week type thing, so this is something you do at the start of the week, along with, you know, the daily thing where you're checking fusion, you're checking the merchant to ensure that you get as many charms as you possibly can. Alright guys, and now last but not least, if I missed any of them, any ways to get charms, make sure you guys put that in the comment box below so when the new players are reading this, they have other outlets, so if I missed something, feel free to throw some tips in there as well to help these new players, again, maximize their charms so they can catch up, you know, and get in the game as fast as possible. But the last way you guys are going to get charms, and I'm going to show you guys this, don't yell at me, alright? It's going to take us to the pet house here. But I want to show you guys my pet here, who it took me a while to make this guy.
Árbitro normal, porque o boneco lançou novo, ele dá counter no árbitro, é isso. Eu acho, gente, eu acho que era muito forte. Mas meu Rally tá mais ou menos. Tá sem build ainda. Vou fazer uma build melhor nele. Tô pensando, talvez, fazer ele full dano pra atacar na arena. Pra sair. Pegar a sair. Já virou piada desse jeito, hein, irmão? Ó, vou lançar um boneco novo, beleza. Coloca uma mecânica aí de dar counter no ar.
Now, I want to tell you something like, yes, the 9% chance to receive one additional piece of equipment is nice. Yes, the extra crafting materials are nice, but they're kind of offset because crafting gear is expensive and it costs you a lot of the finite resource that you have. But what that leaves us with is this 9% chance to receive one additional lesser charm in Hunt is probably the most invaluable skill a pet can have in this game because of the sheer amount of time that you're going to be spending in Hunt. That ability alone, especially if you're able to, you know, get a 4-star pet eventually, and this is why I said this is a time thing because there's a lot of RNG, you might roll pets, you might fail, yada yada yada, but even if you don't get a max affinity pet, that ability is amazing. And I can't, like, shout out to my boy Oni. He was like, look man, he was like, I don't really have problems with charms anymore since I got that ability, and that's what he told me. And that's what kind of pushed me to kind of like get into my pet, and or at least try to get this ability on my pet. And if anything guys, if you guys have a pet and you guys are drawing for pets, try to get a pet with the S grade chance to receive the one additional lesser charm in Hunt. I'm telling you guys, it is a game changer. Like, yes, in terms of like the other ways and going, you know, going to Huge and buying charms and spending cash and yada yada yada. But if you can get this skill is freaking amazing. Like, I'm talking about, like, I be stacking like regular charms because, like, especially if you guys get the max affinity, it's a 10% chance to drop. So 1 in 10 hunts, you're gonna get a charm. Sometimes more, sometimes less, but it's pretty consistent. And these charms are random, so it could be jewelry charms, it could be boots, it could be helmet, it could be anything. So it's basically rewarding you for farming. And in my opinion, I think that this is the best way, albeit the most expensive way. Just because, like I said, it's going to take you time. You're going to have to summon pets. You're going to have to groom pets. You're going to have to breed. You got to buy toys. You got to play with them. There's so much stuff you have to do. But if you guys can get that particular ability, that will literally help you out so much in terms of plussing your gear. Because you guys are going to be spending time in hunts anyway in your journey to Wyvern 11, right? So if you guys are, you know, what's the expand your repertoire and get more charms, power up your gear, and progress even faster than we were able to identify.
Lá de Coca na Shopee, então vocês vão conseguir frete grátis, tá?
The guide to getting charms as fast as you can.
Segue nosso Instagram, estamos com 157 seguidores. Bora bater 200 seguidores nessa parada aqui. Ajuda nós.
Over $500 million gold, account number 2 on global. $250 million gold on my third account on the Europe server. Hey, what's up, guys? Comments gonna be showing you about the more efficient you should, and balance most in the game. But so basically, if I craft with all my materials, it's gonna be 141 million gold that is gonna be required. The thing is, if I'm gonna be crafting weapons, helms, chests, and boots, well, not everything is gonna be good. So I'm gonna be selling, and if I'm selling, that means I'll be getting gold like on a rare item level 85, which is what I'm gonna be crafting, right? I would get over 10,000 gold, depending on your the level of your pet. You know, pets can increase the amount of gold you receive when you sell stuff, and yeah, they're pretty useful, but I wouldn't spend a bunch of gold to actually get a bunch of pets. You shouldn't worry too much about that. You get one daily, you might be buying a few with gold, but don't go crazy on that. So something I want to explain to you guys is the rarity. Normally how I proceed is I go through my hunts, right? I'm usually farming Wyvern, and in Wyvern it will be dropping, well, it depends on the stage that you're farming, but let's say right now I'm farming stage 13. Your goal should be to farm Wyvern first, and you should be you know, aiming to clear stage 10 and then move on to 11, 12, and 13. So the way I do it is I sell everything that I don't need, of course. So this is sold. Stuff like this, main stat is flat, I don't need that, it's not speed. And it really depends on your progression level. Early game player, mid game player, late game player. In my case, I'm a late game player on all 3 of my accounts. I'm a free-to-play player. I've been consistent with the game. I've been dedicated to Epic 7 ever since it got released on the global server, and it's almost been a year and a half. It's crazy how fast it's been going, but it's with a lot of dedication and efficient play. I've been managing my resources properly. I've been using my sky stones, converting them into energy, and I've been farming like mad. So this chest is heroic quality. This one, because I'm in late game, right? So I can easily sell stuff. So this is epic resistance, we got health and crit chance. I'm gonna be crafting stuff to give you a better idea of what you should be keeping, what you should be selling. So this one, it's gone. So you can see it's over 15,000 gold. So all this stuff, I was talking about the fact that if I craft, it's gonna be 141 million gold worth of crafting. If I'm going and I'm actually gonna craft some weapons, you can see that it's 42 of these required, 42,000 gold to craft. That hence why I'm saying 1,000 gold per crafting material, aka 141 million gold worth of crafting. But I'm gonna be selling if the stuff is bad, which it usually is for me in late game. That means the rares, they're gone. I'm selling the rare. I'm selling the heroics that don't have 3 usable substats. I don't care if it doesn't match. If I'm going for purely offense, let's say it's a weapon, I'm going for attack percentage, critical hit chance, critical hit damage. If it's not like these 3 plus like speed and epic, like I will still keep it. It's about balancing your stats. You still need health on your hero to survive PvE content. In PvP, well, maybe you're going full on offense and you need to go crazy. So how do you get a ton of gold? Well, you have to be, like I said, consistent every day. You have to use all your free energy, and you should be saving your leaves. You should be saving your sky stones for when there is an event that increases how much gold you receive every time, well, you know, during that event. So you should be farming your your hunt stage, the highest stage you can farm in the hunts. In my case, Wyvern 13 is my preferred one, and you just go crazy. You farm it as fast as possible. If you can run a 3-man setup, I would recommend to just go with a 4-man setup and have the fastest clear speed as possible, so you can get as much gold as possible during those gold buffing events. And that's how you're going to be able to squeeze extra gold. And you should burn your sky stones, convert them into energy, and spend all those leaves and all that energy as much as possible, and play as much as possible during those events. That's one way to do it, but most of the time you're going to be just doing your dailies, and you're going to be dumping the rest of your energy in your hunts, and that's how you're going to be getting, you know, a ton of gold, by getting gold out of the stage when you clear it, but also by selling the bad gear. So that's definitely very important to do on a consistent basis. So in this case, this is my speed team. We're just going to be doing one run as I talk here. For if you do your thing, it's very too can be like definitely. And the blue gear, it's for getting all running adventures, met gear, and the blue gear, the rare gear, double, meaning use it to feed into the potentially good items that you have. You use it to feed into.
Além de tá legal, se colocar artefato aqui.
The potentially good items that you have found. So that's actually not where you should be getting your gold, but you do have to balance it out. You can't just be spending all your time doing hunts, because you're gonna have a bunch of gear that needs to be enhanced, and you don't have so many charms that you can obtain in the game. So you have to go an adventure and get gear to feed into the ones that you want to enhance. You're going to be getting charms, you're going to be getting gold, you're going to be getting stigmas, you're going to be getting catalysts, rare, epic. You're going to be getting the father's experience. All this stuff is very important. So right here I got almost 37,000 gold, and this item is actually, I'm actually gonna enhance this, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna be enhancing it to a high enhancement level. I might just enhance this to +3, +6, and then it doesn't roll well. It's already the combination of effect resistance and effectiveness, which I don't like, but maybe it does ignore the effect resistance, and it rolls mostly into speed and effectiveness. And it's great if it does, because it's on a hit set, more effectiveness out of that set. But maybe it just dodges the effect resistance and it rolls between speed, critical hit damage, and effectiveness. which would be fine by me if the values are high. But this is not the type of item that would be worn by a lot of heroes. That's definitely, you know, that could be an issue. So your stigmas, you're going to be using them for, you know, just skilling up your 3-star heroes, as well as gold is going to be required there with rare catalysts. And the stigmas, the ones that are left, you could be making some phantasmas, or you could be making some penguins. The penguins, you should not be making a bunch of them unless you have this probability blessing maxed out. You need to have it enhanced 3 out of 3 because it will give you the best chance to actually get 2 and 3-star penguins. And then after you get them, you're gonna be going in here in hero, in transmission, and then you will be selling them so you can get a bit of gold out of that. So that's how I filter it: 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, and I select the penguin's face there. And well, it's not penguin, it's like it's penguins and phantasma. So this is 6,000 gold. A 2-star is 3 times more, so it's gonna be 18,000 gold. And 3 times more than 18,000, that's 54,000 gold. But with a 3-star penguin, you actually get a silver transmit stone, which is actually pretty nice. So you should not be using your penguins to actually increase your experience on your heroes, because experience is very easy to obtain in this game. You should not be wasting your penguins like this. Just sell them, and that's definitely going to be the best thing you can do. And you can use your friendship points to actually go and summon. You convert okay, your friendship points, you go into your store, friendship, and then you use your friendship points to get friendship bookmarks. And then with the friendship bookmarks, you will be doing those friendship summons. And then when you do these, you do get fathers, 2-star heroes that are food, and those are used to promote 2-star max level to 3-star, and that's how you end up like 4-starring, 5-starring, and 6-starring your heroes. But you can see here at the well, not the bottom, but you do have the chance to get penguins in here, and that's one way to get some extra gold. It's actually here, you see, well, they're spread all across here, but yes, you can get 1-star and 2-star penguins out of this. So that's pretty, actually it's 2-star penguins only, yeah. So the key, of course, to get a lot of gold is converting that energy into gold, so by running your hunts. So how do you get as much energy as possible is, of course, every day you buy your energy from the store using conquest point, using friendship points, and then outside of that you got those web events here that you need to go into. In this case it's this one, but it always changes. This one is Crozet's Operation Confession, and here, look at this, 60 energy 3 times. Like, that's crazy. You need to do this every day. That's so much value, so much value. And then in this case, like, you can roll the dice for this particular web event, but you get so much value out of these sometimes. It really depends which one it is. But when I get some easy energy like that, oh man, I'm happy with that. You rating small. If you're gonna be less, you're sleeping, work, it's possible because that's the hour. But to give you an is, you're gonna then, if it's 4 gold, will be here out of this trade here out at item level 10. Stick metal shop, you're gonna be a secret gold. A few don't want to be stick metal. Right side is side the game. That might be gray item, and you're not don't do it. Plus 9 item that is covering should be enhancing your gear. When you should give up on a certain piece of gear, you definitely should go and check my gear guide. If you still haven't, you should check my crafting session videos that I give you my thought process whenever I just craft a bunch of stuff, so you will have an idea of you know, how you should deal with certain items. When you get an item as a drop from your hunt, then don't be sitting on like garbage items. Like, you should be selling them instead of holding on to them, or maybe it's taking you too long to decide if you should be keeping something or not. Guide out and some of my gear, let's just go here. I sort this by level to give you an idea of what kind of gear I've been, you know, enhancing. These are item level 85 items that were reforged to item level 90. And look at the stats that these things have. I don't reforge unless the item is very good or amazing. So maybe you're starting off in the game, you might not be an early game player, but a mid-game player. Maybe you're farming Wyvern 10, 11, 12. Maybe you're starting to farm 13. But you should worry about enhancing item level 85 items. Don't power item level 70 gear unless you're in early game or maybe mid game and they have very good substats, because you will be wasting your gold, your materials, because you need to think about the late game. Like, how long are you going to use this item? If you're not going to be using it for weeks is very short. I'm talking like months. You should be thinking, your mindset should be, will I be using this on a hero? Will I be happy to wear this in a few months? If not, then don't bring that to plus 15 unless it's an item on the right side. Necklace, ring, boot, that, yeah, of course. I'll talk more about this stuff. Stuff on the right side, you won't be as strict versus items on the left side. Like, give you a few examples. Like here, it's on my Sid. Sid is a damage dealer. The effect resistance is going to waste. This right here is on my auxiliary lots. I need speed on this hero, so in this case, the critical hit damage and the crit chance is kind of going to waste, but a crit chance I can put it to good use if I'm going to land a few critical hits, because I have Challenger Domino in my team, so it's giving her combat sureness. But maybe you're not understanding anything out of that. I'm just telling you guys, you have to not worry too much about the exact stats the item have. You have to look at the big picture. You have to balance your gear across your character. It's not about like that one piece, it's gonna make or break your hero. No, it's about the big picture. So in my case, if I'm going for speed, because speed is the most desired stat in this game, but it's also the hardest stat to actually increase. So you have to be very careful when you are tunnel visioning speed when you are going all out on speed. Right here, this is all good. The defense, of course, if I'm going for pure offense, I don't need it. Like these items, I feel like they are very good. In this case, I didn't care too much beside the speed. It's a speed set with 18 speed after reforging, so it's very nice. This is a health set. When I was farming a golem, you know, before a long time ago, but Wyvern is definitely the place you want to be farming, because speed set drops there, critical set drops there, and hit set drops there. The best value are on those three sets. You can get a great value out of some other sets, but in Golem the value of the sets are bad. In Banshee they are very good. They give you utility as well, counter, lifesteal. In Asthmatic Hunt you got the immunity set, very useful for PvP. The rage set is nice as well, because if you want to deal as much damage as possible when you have debuff or debuffs on the target, it's very good. But Wyvern is where it's at, because you can scale your speed very high. Speed set, you can see 25% speed increase. Some other gear, the effect resistance is wasted here. Effect resistance, you need to stack it. If you don't stack effect resistance into, you need to aim for 150, 200 plus effect resistance. More, like less than that is not going to be too handy at all. And you're going to be stacking this on a support hero, maybe on a healer, a hero that has utilities. You will not be stacking effect resistance and effectiveness together, so don't go for items that roll between these two stats. It's not a good idea, because you have to go for either like one of them. Like, go purely for effectiveness on someone that needs to land debuffs. Go for effect resistance with more survival, like speed, health, defense percentage for heroes that, like a healer, that you don't want debuffs to land on them and you want to like cleanse your team off from debuffs. So look at these things. Like, there's flat defense on this one, but the rolls were mostly on you know, attack percentage, critical hit damage, crit chance. Challenge Domino here, the effectiveness on her is wasted. So if you go for pure value on gear, like this necklace is crazy. Like a piece on the right side, a necklace and a ring is very, very hard to get the right main stat. In this case,
and bookmarks, and also how to farm them. So I'm a free-to-play player, and this is going to be, of course, for mostly for free-to-play players, because yeah, we always need more Covenant bookmarks to summon. And now that we can get Moonlight heroes out of these Covenant summons, well, yeah, we want as many of them as possible. So how to get them? The easiest way, of course, you guys probably already know, is if you farm your hunts, you can get Covenant bookmarks in the higher level ones. So that's an easy one. Also in adventure, of course, you can encounter chests, and also in battle, in the unrecorded history, when you're fighting in there, you know, you can open up chests and get them from there. In the labyrinth, you can encounter chests there as well and get Covenant bookmarks. From the secret shop here in the lobby, you speak to the bartender, and every hour you want to do this, you can find a set of 5 Covenant bookmarks in here. It's gonna cost a bit more than 180,000 gold. It's 184,000 gold, I believe. And yeah, you get yourself a set like this. If you really want to push it, you can refresh for 5 Sky Stones. I mean, you can do it. It's going to require a lot of gold, and you might encounter some items that are upgrades for you, or potential upgrades. So if you buy them, it will cost a lot of gold, so be prepared.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Damone, and welcome back to another Epic 7 video, guys. Today, in honor of the Guilty Gear collab coming next week, I know a lot of you guys are like panicking frantically as to what you should do to get bookmarks or resources, and we're going to talk about all of that. We're going to talk about how to get bookmarks, we're going to talk about how to get Sky Stones, how to maximize your resources, because you guys literally only have a few days to do it. And then not only that, maybe give you some actions that you guys can do in between the events with the Guilty Gear collab once it drops, because they'll have more opportunities to get bookmarks when the event drops. And then from my pay-to-win peeps, we're going to go over packs and tell you guys which packs you guys should buy. So that way you guys can kind of get the biggest bang for your buck. I will say, as a small disclaimer though, from my pay-to-win peeps, even though the packs are available, I would wait till the event actually launches to decide which packs are best, because as you guys know, we're going to get the Guilty Gear packs, which are the same as every other anniversary pack that they've ever done, but there might be more packs that come out throughout the week, so just be aware of that. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and dive in. The first way to get Covenant bookmarks, also as we get into this, guys, as a way to get lead bookmark is you guys do right, some Sky Stones. The other way to do it is going to be doing hunts, right? So as you guys are doing your hunts, going through your floor 13s and chance to join you guys farm Covenant. If you guys are just way guys is do here, you'll have, you know, the exchange, you'll be able to get extra book. Again, this is easier on cost in terms of efficient, because shops too is, if you guys haven't done this, again, this is pretty much every single map. Make sure you guys do this, because in all of the difficulties and everything, like, you have region rewards, right? Done this like a last resort. Make sure you guys knock these out. Now this is, so if you guys resources, you guys sounds here, what you guys are trying to, they're going to be looking at like your roster to the end, like in terms of getting bookmarks, is because you're going to done 50 crystal memory chains, but like if I scroll all the way down here, for instance, you guys haven't finished, you know, get Covenant bookmarks, but these are 2 of the ways that if you guys are doing all of the other things that I listed or talked about already, you guys can do these in conjunction with those activities to really also doing, but whatever week, take advantage of being that you and all that way lucky are the, and then those are you in the comment to buy stuff. What I'm touching paying are to first, like that you guys ever, you know, community system to get money. I think you guys concerned.
Sem buildar. Olha aí. Um monte de boneco bom, sem item, porque não farma. Como é que você joga questão de cristal aqui, filho da puta? Tá estocando pra quê? Pro inverno? Tem folha. Tocar a melhor coisa, né, velho? Gasta as folhas então, hein? Gasta tudo. 122 folhas. Como é que você fala? Não. Você quis dizer, tipo assim, gastei as folhas, não gastei os cristal. Aham. Tá bom. Tá bom. Vou dar sirene pra esse novo aqui, peraí. Tanto de cristal e folha aí não tá farmando. Os 400 folhas você gasta num evento de hunt. Tá cheio de boneco aqui no... E o Dark Horse? E o Dark Horse? Esse Dark Horse parado não. Tinha o Dark Horse buildado? Ah, não. Quer usar o Dark Horse, velho. Eu até pensei por um momento e falar, não, eu acho que o Berka, se ele tiver uma conta boa, acho que eu vou chamar pra minha guild, né, velho? Mas o cara tem que ter um Dark Horse parado ali, velho. Deixa quieto. Deixa ele nessa Rox aqui mesmo, que ele é ADM aqui, ó. A guilda meme aqui, ó, os caras pedindo catalisador. Olha, ele tá pedindo ainda, olha. Olha. Olha os pedidores de catalisador aqui, ó. Criminoso demais. O Berkas é ADM ainda. Tem guildas que não farmam. Ah, mano, é verdade, velho. Eles não compram os capitão aqui, é tão cabeçudo. Ele não compra o buff, não compra energia. 79kk de gold. Meu Deus do céu, velho. Que loucura! Como é que tem 9k de bolinha? Eu não sei. Só sei que nada sei. Fechar a porta aqui. Claro, não. Vou entrar na conta do Ruizek agora, hein?
Fechando, né? Vamos ter que tomar banho?
Mano, provavelmente de um HP ou defesa, velho. Vai depender do substatus. Nossa. Pode entrar na conta, ô Rui? gente tem que ver se o Ruizeca tá aí. Ele falou que ia sair e depois voltava. Deixa eu ver os pets. Ah, eu só não concordo com o artefato. Mas o resto é ok, tem que ir para as 3, né? Ah, massa, eu tentaria fazer ele assim também. Quase 1.100 de defesa, 18.000 de vida, quase 19. Tá bem legal. Por a taxa também, né, mano? Porque a taxa, se não gritar, você só chora. Ele tinha que ter no mínimo 85 pra sempre gritar nos Dark, né, velho? 82 ter quebrado. Mas eficácia e resistência aqui não que dá pra trocar, né? Ah, mas aí... O Zurkross é acumulador. O Zurkross eu... Não sei nem mais o que eu falo. Oh, segue nossa lojinha lá, velho, na moral. 78 seguidores.